Hello everyone, this is Audrey Perkins from the Indiana Daily Student once again, and today I'm going to show you guys how to make French toast from the upcoming Easter festivities. So for the first step, we're going to take 2 eggs and break them into a bowl and make sure that all of the egg yolk and all of the egg white has been evenly broken apart. As you guys are probably aware of, when you first start working with egg whites, they kind of hold together on their own. And what you want to do is you want to beat them until they start to break apart and they create a homogeneous liquid. To the beaten eggs, we're going to add about a cup and a half of milk. And we're essentially going to keep stirring until everything starts to kind of become homogeneous and there's no lumps of egg left. If there's a little bit, that's fine, but we want it to be pretty smooth. To there, we're going to add in a dash of cinnamon and a little bit of honey. Of course, these seasonings and sweeteners can be changed. If you don't like honey, you can use plain white sugar, brown sugar, or any other sugar alternative that you like. And in terms of spices, you could even use nutmeg, cloves, allspice, or even pumpkin pie spice if you're feeling a little fall-y, even though it's technically spring. But add in your seasonings and start to mix them up. If you decide to go along the same route that I did and use honey, you'll find that if you mix honey into a cold liquid, if your milk was still cold, it will kind of solidify, and that will be a bit annoying, I'll give you that, but just keep working it, and the more that you kind of bully it and kind of move it around in the liquid, it'll eventually dissolve, and it'll kind of look like that. The next step would be to add a little bit of vanilla. And if you don't like vanilla, of course, you could use any other flavoring, almond, rum, pick whatever flavor that you like. But essentially just mix the vanilla extract in until it's mixed well. And it should look like that. If there's any remaining little bits of egg, that's fine. Just make sure there's no large clumps of egg white. So for the next step, we're going to take our pieces of bread. I've cut mine out with cookie cutters just so they could suit the family Easter vibe that I had in mind for this post, but if you're doing this for an everyday type brunch, you could just use slices, like plain slices. But regardless of what way you go, just drop them into the egg wash and let them sit for a few seconds, and then set them aside on a separate plate just so they don't become too soggy. So the key to this is letting the bread dehydrate before you soak them in the egg wash. So what I did is I cut my shapes out and then I let them sit for an hour or two, just so that when it's dried out, more of the egg wash is absorbed in. And what this does is it impacts the flavor of the final French toast. It also helps the French toast become more solid when you cook it because that egg white will kind of stabilize the bread as it cooks. So for the next step, we're going to take about a tablespoon of butter and heat it until it's bubbling. And then from there, reduce your heat to medium-high and add in your first 1 or 2 pieces of bread. You don't want to overcrowd your pan, so basically you want to give yourself enough room. I'll let you guys be the judge of how much you put in, but 2 is generally a safe number. So from there, you're going to cook until the bottom is golden brown, and then you'll flip and repeat the same process. But just for a heads up, because this happened to me my first round, if your surface starts to get a little too golden when you cook, if your pan was heated too high initially, go ahead and flip it and cook the exterior until it gets that right crust, the color that you like. Then set it on a plate and microwave it for another 10 seconds, and what that will do is cook the interior without burning the exterior. But that's pretty much all for today. I hope you guys like this recipe, and I wish you guys a happy early Easter. Enjoy, you guys!